All right, guys. Ian from Central Coast back with some more Jomez Takeover. How's it going, Jonathan?
Doing great, Ian. How are you?
Cool. So we're back out at La Mirada for the Disc Golf World Tour. La Mirada Open Round 3. That is the final round, right?
Final round. This is it.
Yeah. Cool. So going into the lead round. Oh, sorry. Our sponsors, we got Boom. Make some great hats. The Flight Record. Awesome pictures. What's we got here? Overstable Studios. Our buddy Juan. Awesome graphics and pictures. And that's my channel. Check it out if you haven't. And then JomezPro. We got Paul McBeth with a 5-stroke lead. He's pretty good, Jonathan.
He's on his way up.
Yep. Simon, KJ, and Rick are hanging around. And we're starting off on hole 1, par 3, 371. OB left of that trench. OB right down the hill a little bit. It played the toughest to par on the Sunday round. It's that dangerous OB, Jonathan.
Oh, yeah. Both sides. Very narrow fairway.
Yep. See lots of errant throws. So Paul McBeth has the box. There's his brother right there, right behind him. We call him Chubbs?
Chunks?
Chunks, that's what it is, yeah. So it looks like Paul has his champ. Was that Juan?
That's Juan running up.
That's Juan.
He's dedicated. Got to get that shot.
He is, man. I think that's Stu where he just ran to.
Mm-hmm.
But Paul has his Champ Rock 3 in his hands. He's been parking this hole the first 2 days. See what he can do here. Starts it a little farther right than he did the previous rounds. That rock is so straight for him.
Oh, yeah.
So he's still in bounds, just outside the circle. But if you can see the basket, it's in his range. There's UC Maresma behind the announcer. Up next is Simon Lizotte. He threw a hyzer the first round and parked it. Second round, I believe he went OB, right?
Yeah, he went OB right, second round.
Yeah, I think he's got that hyzer lined up again. See if he can recapture that round 1 magic. He almost dunked it. Looking pretty good, Jay.
Oh, yeah. Definitely made that correction.
Yeah, he did. It's parked. Good way to start off your round in this difficult hole.
Next on the tee.
Up third is KJ Nybo out of Denmark. And that's either a KC 11-time or 12-time rock. I never got straight which one was which. Just by looking at it. Not easy.
Yeah, I can't tell just by watching him hold it.
Yeah. So he's lining up his shot right here. I believe he birdied it the first round. Ooh. Did not get the turn he wanted, Jay.
No, I think he just released it a little early. Maybe he's a little nervous.
Yeah. Big gallery out there on the final day.
Yeah, everyone showed up. Weather was much better than the second round.
True
You
words.
wouldn't know, I guess.
I wouldn't know. The only reason I know is I watched your video. And up last, we got Ricky Wysocki. He made a run from the chase card in that awful weather. And I believe... Is he throwing a harp right here?
I'm not too familiar with this plastic, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like the overstable kind of putter approach. And it almost looks like he's just laying up.
Yeah, very short. Didn't give it much air. It's hard to tell if it was an error throw or if he was just trying to be safe.
Yeah, kind of weird. Here's KJ with his third throw. Oh, no. Jonathan.
Yeah, he's just got to be nervous. He's not that kind of player.
No, he's not. He's super smooth, super confident. Looks like Rick's just laying up for par, which he doesn't do very often.
No.
And Paul from outside the circle looks to be about, 45? Just putting right at OB. He doesn't even care.
No, didn't even think twice about it. A little bit of wind and all that, but...
Yeah, it's going in.
Automatic.
Gotta love it. So this is going to be KJ to save a 5?
Yeah.
Two OB strokes. Ooh, does that nicely, though.
Better than a 6.
I was just going to say the same thing. Better than starting your day with a 6. Simon card's a nice birdie.
Great
Keep it
start.
on with Paul. Yeah. And Rick just a little drop-in par.
Kind of all over the place on that first hole.
Yeah, they really were, weren't they? Oh, that's an unfortunate start for KJ. He's such a nice guy. I hate to see that happen to him.
Yeah.
Paul continues to be Paul, and Simon's keeping up too. We're on to hole 2, which actually played the easiest of all the holes. It's 299, pretty much dead straight. Basket's on this little mound. OB left of the, or sidewalk and left of that. And it's actually an easier pin than the regular location, which is a little closer to the OB parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Paul's going Champ Rock 3 again. Going right at the basket.
Yeah, it's a little low.
It is, isn't it? Better than going long and skipping OB or anything, though.
Yeah.
And Simon going...
super wide.
Yeah, that's really weird.
But he got it in bounds.
He barely squeaked in bounds. Pin high, hell of a putt. And look at a Rick. Also taking it pretty wide.
Wow.
Really flirting with that OB. Oh my goodness. Is that in?
I believe it's in.
Wow. That's at least half on the sidewalk.
All it takes is a little bit showing in bounds.
Yep, that's all you need. KJ going back to the KC Pro Rockwell and makes it work this hole.
Yeah, that was a good looking line.
Yeah, great recovery after that first hole. Ooh, Simon, a little am side. Gonna take it a par.
It's gotta be tough downhill like that.
Yeah. How good of a putter is Ricky Wysocki, man?
I just watched the St. Patty's footage from Pure Heiser, and he birdied 15 or 16 of 18 holes.
That's bananas.
Something like that. It was crazy.
Wow.
So,
Uncharacteristic putt from Paul right there.
Yep.
Well, hi. KJ with his normal laser beam. Carding a 2 after that 5. Probably feels pretty good.
Yeah, that's got to be good just to bounce right back.
Yeah. And Paul coming back for his par. Nice work there. You know what Paul misses, though? He always misses high. You know?
Yeah, it is weird to see that he doesn't let himself miss low, which...
No.
It's not a bad thing.
No, I think everyone could learn from that, you know?
You at least got to give it a chance.
You got to give it a chance to go in. He does that every time. But I believe Simon got us... Oh, no, Simon didn't get a stroke, did he? He also parred. We are on to hole 3. Par 4, 748. It's slightly downhill off the tee with a really low ceiling on all these trees, and then goes gradually uphill through these palm trees, flattens out, and the basket's tucked in here.
Yeah, better pack a lunch for this one.
Yeah, it is a long par 4. That second shot is a big old rip.
Mm-hmm.
See a lot of rollers off the tee. What Rick's throwing down right here. And
as long as you get past that last tree.
Yep. Probably wish he had a little more distance on that, but he'll take that, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And KJ throwing down a roller. I believe that's a Star Sidewinder.
Star Sidewinder.
Yeah.
It worked out really well.
Yeah, it did. He's out in the open. Made some progress up the hill. And Paul is throwing his roller destroyer. Because everyone has a roller destroyer, right, Jonathan?
I can't get one cranked over quite that quick.
No, I tried to do it on this hole and ended up in the road. And Simon Lizotte, I believe he throws FDs for his rollers. That one got down on a really nice angle.
Oh, look.
Oh.
You jinxed Simon.
Oh, no. Oh, I sure did. Did you catch a root right there?
I'm not sure why. I went by that tree, and I think it just took a bad line out to the road.
Yeah, it looked like it was coming back. Ooh, Paul really turned that one over too much.
We didn't get this one. It went all the way deep in the corner, but I believe it did go out of bounds.
Oh, wow. Oh, across the sidewalk?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Looking at Rick's second shot. Taking the Annie line at it. That's looking pretty tasty, Jay.
It's like a very good-looking line.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just a little bit short, but like you said, right on line. And KJ. Ooh, that'll play.
Nice if you can get through all the trees.
Yeah, if you get enough distance on your first shot to be able to throw that hyzer, it's a great way to attack the hole. It's going to be Simon's third shot after an OB stroke, but he made some serious headway up the fairway. And not a bad shot.
Nope, not bad. Playing off the road like that, right next to that sign.
Yeah, give him a chance to save a par. So this is going to be Paul's fourth shot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just a pretty smart layup for a 5. We got Rick for a birdie.
Oh.
God, man. He is just deadly from anywhere. So close. KJ, a little high, little am side.
Still think he's a little nervous. Looks like.
Look at that gallery, man.
That's a lot of people.
That's like a Euro-sized gallery right there.
Mm.
That was Simon missing his par putt. That's Paul making a bogey. That second shot from Paul was interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
No.
I wonder if he grabbed the wrong destroyer. Rick made a par right there after Simon made a bogey. And I believe KJ will be dropping in a par. Eventually. There it is. Nice work. He's got his nerves hopefully under control.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yep. Paul looks like he's still got a 5-stroke lead over Simon and Rick. And we're on to hole 4, which is a pretty interestingly shaped hole. It's a crazy Sky Annie dogleg right off the tee. And you're going downhill onto this kind of peninsula green. This second shot is so tough, Jonathan.
It is insane. They usually make it look pretty easy, but I just don't even know what to do on this hole.
Yeah. You're going downhill and you got to make it stop, which isn't always easy. And depending on where your first shot lands, you're not always going to have a hyzer look at it.
Exactly.
Rick, where'd that go, Jay?
I went into those tall palm trees and kicked left.
Oh, that was his disc? Oh, okay. That was wild. KJ, I believe he throws a T-bird on this shot right here.
This shot is just pretty tough to keep
on
the fairway camera angle.
Yeah, it sure is.
Michael's trying his best.
Paul's throwing his Star Destroyer of the McPro ABR variety. And hit a tree.
Just stayed up in the trees for a little bit.
Yeah, it really did. It kicked around for a while. And Simon is booming it way up there. Not sure what he's throwing, but it looks like it
stalled.
Yeah, it faded out early, huh? So looking at his second shot, you can see the basket left-hand side of your screen. He does have a hyzer window, fortunately, but still doesn't make it easy.
Wow.
Flirting with that OB.
That's incredible from how far away he was on a hyzer line.
Yeah, great placement. Rick going forehand, which means he's going to try to carry the OB the entire way, which if he didn't make it would have sucked, but that was a great shot.
Yeah.
He's making that all day. Looks like KJ's lining up a hyzer around that big tree.
Man, that thing has to carry back so far left. That's amazing.
Whoa.
Accuracy.
Hit the bottom of the basket on a skip, didn't it?
Yeah, he did.
Incredible. Looks like Paul... Is that his Nova or a P2?
I believe that's the P2.
Yeah, I think you're right. And flirting with the long and the left OB, but looks like he stays in bounds. And coming back for his birdie right here. God.
I think we all knew what was going to happen there.
Yep. Gets that focus on. It's going in. Simon coming back up the hill for his birdie.
Just got a little lift.
It did, didn't it? And Rick for his bird. Smash. He's a crazy fast pitch putt.
But he's like so deliberate. It's
It's pretty impressive. Oh, KJ.
He's just got to get warmed up.
Yeah, just slightly off right now. So fortunate. Looks like Paul's lead still 5 over Ricky though, but Simon's dropped 1 back. Taking this to hole 5, which is a pretty original hole at the La Mirada layout. It's uphill. Doglegs right, and then anything short of the gutter is OB. And we saw the most brutal rollout for Zach Milton this hole yesterday, Jonathan.
I don't think anyone probably could beat that. That was pretty bad.
No, that was terrible. Rick taking kind of a low line, hoping for a skip, which he did get. Oh, look. It looks like Paul is going Metal Flake T-Bird 3 on an Annie. And there is OB long, which you have to worry about, but not when you park it. You don't have to worry about it then. And KJ Nybo. He went long OB round 1 and Did he do it again?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
Just put a little, and just had a little too much turn on it. Went too long.
Yep, a little too much glide on that thing. Simon Lizotte taking a wide line here.
Yeah, I'd like to think he probably missed his line. Released a little early.
I think you're right. At least he stayed in bounds, though.
Yeah, stayed in, just easy pitch up.
Yep, saving his bar. And Rick for bird.
Ooh.
Oh. That's gonna sit. It's weird to see Ricky miss putts, man. I expected them all to go in.
Yeah.
KJ makes a nice par save, though. After the OB stroke.
Yeah, that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And Paul coming up the hill for his birdie. A little shorter than I thought he was. Oh. I expect that guy to make all his putts, too.
A lot of left side chain outs so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very uncharacteristic of these guys.
Looking like us. Some am side hits, man. That's not the name of the game.
Been hanging out with us too much.
Simon makes his par along with Paul. A little par star frame on that one in some interesting ways.
Yeah.
With the OB strokes and the missed putts. We're on to, what do we got? Hole 6 here, par 4, 689. Extreme dogleg left, pretty much 90 degrees right here. And the basket is on this crazy slope, Jonathan.
Yeah, the only good thing about that slope is the backstop they installed for this tournament.
Yeah. I could see so many tears if they didn't put that backstop in. That was wise of UC.
Mm-hmm.
So Rick's, there's kind of two different ways you'll see people play this hole. The short layup zone right here, which Ricky played to perfectly. But Paul likes to go down the hill, actually, which I think gives you a better second shot. And he crushed it up there.
Wow.
Nice camel work, Michael. Yeah, he's made it around the corner. Not quite all the way to the bottom, but he'll still have a pretty good look.
Yeah, as long as you have enough room to swing pretty much around those trees, you'll be all right.
Exactly. KJ not finishing in the best spot. Kind of actually the worst spot. if you make the corner. It's Simon. What a crush.
Golly.
Mike, you get dizzy filming that one?
A little bit. Maximum time aloft.
Seriously. Looking at Ricky's second shot, and again, just didn't give it quite enough. Maybe kind of a conservative go.
Yeah, don't think he was going all the way for the pin. I'm not sure why not, but...
Yeah. Maybe it just came out early. Look at Simon, gave himself another hyzer look, which Simon likes. And did he hit that tree?
Yeah, I think it caught something and dropped it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But stayed in.
Yep, give him that. And at least he can run that putt. He's not putting straight downhill like Ricky is. And KJ getting creative right here with his rock. That looked pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice little line. Probably still a little short, it looks like, but still a nice looking line.
Yeah, especially from where he was. And looking at Paul's second shot. I believe that's his PDX. Yeah, that's definitely the best shot of the bunch by far.
Yeah, just got it pinned high up the hill.
Mm-hmm. KJ just laying up, which is easier said than done on this hole. And you think Ricky's going to run this? He is, isn't he?
Like it. Oh,
that was a good set
very
right
lucky
there.
not to roll down that hill.
Yeah, he made a similar putt in round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Simon scaring it. Give me card in a 4. And Paul putting right at OB for a birdie.
Oh, we just talked about him never missing low.
Yeah, you're right, huh? Only on downhill putts. We'll give him that caveat. And KJ looking to save his par. Nicely done. There's Michael making sure not to walk at people's putts. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
So polite.
Isn't he? He's just the best.
He's only been yelled at a couple times.
I'm sure it was not
We're
warranted.
not going to mention names.
But every card in a 4 on that one. Really no shame in a 4. You could see some crazy rollaways, some high scores. Paul's lead's still, I believe, 5, and we're on to hole 7. Another par 4, 705 feet, is a double Mando, which is practically a triple thanks to the ceiling.
Yep.
Off the tee, and then on your second shot, there's eventually OB right, and then this basket's on a slope. Say hi to some rollerblades. And Ricky has the box.
Barely got past that tree.
He sure did. He's out in the open, which is pretty much all you can ask for in this drive.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, this is the most intimidating tee shot at Lamy.
It is. And Paul somehow makes that happen every time.
Every time.
Hard skip.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yep. Unbelievable. Pretty sure that's a Thunderbird. And KJ? Believe this is a T-Bird.
Yeah. He made the Mando, but it
Did he?
didn't survive much after that.
Yeah. I don't usually fare much better. Simon playing the low skip shot. That's looking pretty good if it stays in.
Wow, that got a lot of travel.
It sure did. A lot of really straight skipping, too.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool shot. Look at it. KJ second. Got high.
Yeah, he didn't have much to work with there.
No. Looking at his third. I believe that's his Echo Star Destroyer.
He's just trying to get back out in the open.
Yeah. Wicked cut roll. Should be able to get up and down, though. Looking at Paul's second with a Star Destroyer. Taking a pretty direct line.
Probably wanted that to be a little further up the hill.
Mm-hmm. But he's got a putt. And Ricky Wysocki throwing a roller, which is dangerous with that OB right. You come up short.
It's checking up pretty early.
Ooh. Oh. I haven't seen this footage for the record.
Just found that. Yeah, it seems like you have.
Yeah. And we got here.
Simon with the hyzer bomb.
Ooh, nice shot.
Very nice.
After that great drive. I was going with KJ's fourth shot?
Yeah.
I actually had for a 5. It wasn't too bad after that drive. This is going to be Ricky's fourth. That was a lucky flag hit.
Yeah, I've seen a couple guys do that. I don't know how they're doing that.
Yeah, that would have gone a long ways. What?
It's that uphill.
He just airballed it.
Yep.
Wow. Rick making a 5. Although not stoked about it. And Simon for, I want to say a birdie, right?
Birdie.
Yeah. That's a good birdie. That's one of the shorter birdie putts I've seen in this hole.
Yeah, he played that really well.
Yeah, that second shot's really far, and then getting to stick close to the basket is easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that was KJ also with a 5. This is going to be Paul with a 4. With a Thortai. Not stoked. That was weird. So what we got? Paul still with he's got 6-stroke lead now. After Rick carded a bogey right there. And that's going to take us to hole 8, which is 400 feet, slightly uphill, but just crazy OBJ.
Oh, man. So much. That culvert or that drainage right there is like a vacuum.
Yeah, it collects discs. More than Nicola Castro. And Simon, ooh, that needs to fade. What happened there?
He deposited it into the drain.
He sure did, didn't he? It looked like he kind of went inbounds, though, for a second.
Oh, yeah. I think he still gets to play it from up there.
They gave him that spot. Oh, that's cool. Paul McBeth's drive. I believe that's Thunderbird. And
Also making a deposit.
oh, man. In the bank of OB. Worst bank ever.
Terrible interest rates.
Right after Goldman Sachs. We got Ricky Wysocki with an Annie. Oh, no. Oh. Hey.
Ooh, somebody found that.
Somebody's in bounds. Yeah, seriously. KJ Nybo. That's a good looking pull. Maybe a little short, but safe. Oh, never mind.
Great shot.
I just parked. Paul to save a par. A little short, but lucky to sit. Simon also trying to save a par. I love Simon's emoticons. Or emotions there.
Emoticons. AOL Instant Messenger.
They're IRL emoticons. A nice birdie from Ricky and KJ. And Paul and Simon can be dropping in some pars. Luckily, they didn't get a Katrina Allen style rollout right there.
Oh yeah, that was that first round?
Yeah, that was tough to watch. Looks like Paul's lead shrunk there by 2 strokes. Ricky got him right there, so down to 4, I believe. And we're on to hole 9, another par 4, 650 feet. Off the tee, just kind of trying to stay left of that gutter, which is the right of his at OB. And then the second shot is on this peninsula green, where there's OB right, long, and short.
There's some OB on this hole.
Just a real bit. And Ricky still has the box, and he's pumping it out and definitely staying away from that culvert. And, I think they kind of like, there's a better angle if you're up there to the green, it seems like.
Yeah, it seems like all the, the right-hand, backhand shots stay pretty far left.
Yeah. KJ's pull. Looks like it's falling a pretty similar line to Ricky. That'll work for him. This hole is really just all about the second shot. It's throw a hyzer as hard as you can on your drive, and then
Simon flexed it a little more than the others.
He did, didn't he?
Most people don't end up that far in the middle.
Mm-hmm. That was a pretty good crush. Might give him a little bit of an advantage on the second shot. And Paul's throwing his star destroyer. He also put a little flex on there, Jay.
Yeah, him and Simon have very similar lines on this one.
Yeah. I don't think Paul likes being outdriven. Comes
well, when
he's
going up against Simon, I'm not sure he has much choice.
I don't know, man. Golf D, they're not too far off, Good looking upshot from Ricky Wysocki right there. Onto that treacherous green. And if you miss, you want to miss long.
Yes.
Because you'll still have a putt. If you miss short, you're going to be laying up again. KJ, go. Oh, my goodness.
Got it.
Yeah, he did. Just barely. Looks like Paul has his S-Line P2. Just floating it up there. He was trying to dunk that, wasn't he?
Could you imagine getting a 2 from there?
Yeah, I bet you he was trying. Simon's second shot, take a nice little mild hyzer line at it. And it's parked. That extra distance paid off. Ricky for bird. Smash. I love Ricky's little crowd acknowledgement.
Little hand up, head down.
Yeah, yep. KJ, nice birdie. As Juan takes some pictures. Over Stable Studios. Check them out. And McBeast for McBird. Done and done. They kind of posterized this hole, Jonathan.
Yeah, they. I doubt any other card got an all-star birdie.
Yeah, we saw some cards struggle with that one. Big thanks to Boom for sponsoring JomezPro.
Oh yeah,
Josh,
he's the man. He's got a lot of good things going with hats and apparel and some discs and stuff. Is definitely something to check him out.
Yeah, man, he's doing work for sure. We're starting off second half here on hole 10. Par 3, 371. Right of that gutter is OB the entire way, which most people play the big hyzer, so it has come into play before. We'll see if it does today. Hopefully not. Rick's pumping that big old hyzer out there. Fitting in towards the basket. That'll do.
Right in line, just a little short.
Mm-hmm. KJ, look, I believe that's his champion Firebird. Which must be pretty beat in if it flies that far.
Got a good little roll there at the end.
Yeah, sure did. And Simon Lizotte, no stranger to the hyzer. Probably a PD2 if I had to guess. He likes to throw those things. I asked him at Worlds this year. I was like, hey, Simon, what's that blue disc? He's like, what do you think it is? I was like, a PD2. He's like, yeah, duh. And Paul throwing his McBeast Star Destroyer. Oh, wait, Monster, actually.
Just
I lied.
straight at the pin.
Yeah, that Champ Monster is parked. Ooh, good putt from KJ.
A little high, a little left, but it stuck.
It did. What a gentleman, fixing the chains for everybody else. Oh, he was a good guy. And Rick makes a nice putt for birdie. And the Discmania and Innova poster boys, they got drop-ins.
Much better.
Yes. No stress putting is best putting. And it looks like Paul's lead is still 4 over Ricky after a little Starframe action right there. Making that hole look a lot easier than it plays. I guess the distance they have really makes that hole easier than it is for the normal people.
Oh, yeah.
Have to play flex lines and all kinds of other stuff.
When you have enough power to make the hyzer line stay out that long, that helps a lot too.
Sure does. So hole 11, I can see a little bit uphill, low ceiling, but they moved the tee pad back, so people are taking this Annie line. Or did Rick throw down a roller?
I think he did. It's just hard to get all the way down past that tree. It's very rare to see anybody get
parked. KJ likes this up the middle line. When she got it over the hill and got that turn and some late fade. I love a putt. He's outside the circle, though.
Yeah.
But taking that line, you can't really hope for much better. Looks like Simon's got the outside line lined up, but he's going Sky Annie, but did some arborist work for him.
He'll send him the bill.
Where'd that go?
I mean, it got through the tree, but it definitely slowed down quite a bit off that first branch.
Okay. Paul takes a similar alignment with the Star Destroyer. And a little tight, but still within putting range for Paul. But I'm sure he wanted to get a little bit closer. So this is where Simon ended up on his first shot, just laying up for his 3. Does so nicely right there. And Rick for 2, he's running this thing.
That was a tough run.
Yeah, low ceiling, and he's a ways out. Looks like Paul's also running this for a birdie. Also, not so much.
Missing low again.
Yeah, it did. KJ get a stroke on the card. Not so much. And Rick coming back towards the basket for his par. No problem there. Should be some par drop-ins here. Not the hardest hole, but not very many birdies.
Yeah, it's just a lot of pars, really, because not a whole lot of OB to mess with. And
exactly.
You don't park it, you're just pretty much laying it up.
Mm-hmm. And there's Paul and KJ and Simon all making their pars. And Paul holding on to that, 4-stroke lead over Ricky.
Mm-hmm.
Simon's 1 back of that. KJ is 2, despite taking that 5 on hole 1. And we are on to hole 12, another toughie, par 3, 358, downhill. But this guardian tree, Jonathan, is just intimidating.
It does its job, that's for sure.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, saw it block a lot of discs from being parked. I'm kind of surprised Ricky isn't throwing forehand on this one, huh?
Yeah, it seems like was it Melton that threw over the top second round forehand?
Even Paul did too.
That's true, he did.
Yeah.
That is odd to see Ricky go for the backhand line.
When Paul's throwing a forehand.
Mm-hmm.
KJ hung it out quite a bit wide right. Should make for an easy par, but probably not a birdie. And Simon going up the middle.
Yeah, he likes that up the middle line.
He does, doesn't he?
And he executes it pretty well. It seems like it always finishes a little short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like it did, but should have a putt. Look, he kind of skipped through a little bit. And here's that forehand Paul likes with the Star Destroyer. And you can kind of see why he likes it, Jonathan.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
CTP.
Yeah. I'm still surprised Rick didn't throw the forehand. You know?
Yeah. I mean, haven't seen where he landed yet, but...
Yeah. Ooh, Simon going a little bit long on that birdie putt. Gonna have a tough comebacker. Rick from outside the circle. Ooh, that's more high amp side, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
Seen a lot of that. Simon's coming back up the hill for his par. more high amp side. And there's a birdie for Paul.
There we go. There's the bird.
No high amp side there.
Mm-mm.
Just dead center.
Rub your disc in the grass for good luck.
Yeah. I think that's what his McBeth Star Destroyer.
I'm gonna give that a shot.
Yeah. Or wiping off some dog doo-doo. One of the two. Hopefully it's not that. Have you thrown those McBeth Star Destroyers yet?
Oh, I love mine. It's pretty stable, but
I heard they're pretty beefy.
It's very reliable, though. And we have a lot of wind right out here in Texas.
Oh, that's true, huh?
They're a lot of fun to throw.
Thanks, man.
And then they still slowly beat in, so.
Yeah. It's a good disc to have. Great distance cycle. Paul's lead is now 5 after Rick carded a par. He got a birdie on hole 13, par 4, 643. Right of the gutter is OB the entire way, and then this tiny, tiny island green. Ooh. It's not deep.
Not at all.
No. And Paul is flirting with those. Oh, he flirted a little too much, Jonathan.
It stood up.
Yep.
And almost hit Michael, but it didn't for the record.
Yeah. You know somebody would have commented.
Of course.
Yep. And Ricky playing a little bit safer, a little higher, ensuring he gets that late fade.
And honestly, as long as you stay to the right, even if you hit those trees, it's still a pretty good look for your second shot.
Oh, definitely. And KJ.
Giving that body English. Go
Yeah.
left.
There he goes. He's back in bounds. That'll work for him. And Simon Lizotte, probably a PD2.
Yeah, you could probably put money on it.
Yeah, that was crushed. Getting a little elevator action, which I don't think he wanted, but still, he's in bounds. Looking at Paul from the drop zone. Believe that's a Thunderbird.
Oh, that's
Wow.
the definition of pinning it too good.
Right?
Off the pole, it kicked him OB.
Wow. At least he missed long, so he can make that comeback putt.
Yeah, exactly.
You do not want to miss short. Kind of like hole 9. Oh. What's the word?
It's good.
Nice.
Man, barely snuck over.
I love Simon's face when he knows he got away with something.
Exactly. He does that quite a bit, seemed like.
I'll summon it for me. It's the cat that ate the canary. That's the saying I messed up in the last one.
I don't even remember what you said, but it was pretty good.
It was something terrible. A pretty good shot from KJ, and Rick going forehand for his second shot, and that's pretty parked.
Nice and easy.
Yep. So KJ for bird. Looks like everybody's gonna get a stroke on Paul, or actually 2 strokes, huh?
2 strokes. He went double OB.
He did, yeah. Nice putt from Simon for birdie, and Bobby Music was actually making a pretty good run from the chase card at this point.
Yes,
if I remember
he was.
correctly. Yeah, he had like 5 or 6 birdies in a row at some point. It's pretty cool to watch. Nice birdie from Rick. And Paul is going to be putting, 3, 4, 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it in 3 strokes. Just the OB strokes. Added on, unfortunately. But that lead it's slumming up, Jonathan. It's down to 3.
It's getting pretty tight.
Yeah. Still, there's enough room left for Ricky to do some work if he can.
Yeah, he's been putting well.
Yeah, sure has. Hole 14, guys. Par 4, 574. Pretty much a 90-degree dogleg left. Kind of goes into those trees. Yeah. Ricky has the box. Throwing, was that a cut roller?
I believe so.
But that's turning over.
Heading toward the crowd.
Yeah. Making Disc Golf Planet move their tripod. And KJ Nybo. Pretty good. They hit a tree, though?
I think it hit. Yeah, I think it got a little too high.
A little high, little ceiling issues. And what is this, dude?
Simon put it into outer space. And you'll see it come back into the atmosphere. There it is.
That's just Simon
Amazing.
things.
It was amazing. People freaked out. It was so awesome.
That is so cool. Paul going Star Destroyer. I actually tried to get Paul to take that line during the SoCal Champs, but he was smart and ignored me.
That was so cool to see.
That was great. What a shot from Simon. That's why I love filming that guy. Wish he was on every card I filmed.
Entertaining.
Always. Looking at Paul's second shot.
Putting the Nova up there.
Yep. It's always within 5 or 6 feet whenever he throws that thing. And Rick's throwing a forehand roller. Wow.
Yeah, it was an odd line. It was safe right there, but...
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was just kind of... I guess that was his best option.
Yep.
Worked out pretty well.
Sure did. And look at KJ's third after a tree hit on his second. Just laying up for a 4. Nicely done there.
Simon for eagle.
Wow.
Everyone wanted him to make that
Oh,
after
man.
that drive, that's for sure.
That would have been the coolest, man. We needed Andre's drone to film that shot.
That's exactly what somebody asked me. Like, did you get that shot? And I said I would have to have had a drone waiting for that shot. Like,
Yeah.
it would have been amazing, but
Or Michael like standing on some roofs over
all the
in the
people's houses
neighborhood.
he threw over.
Not gonna happen.
Nope.
Andre could have caught it though.
Yeah, that
So-
would have been pretty sweet to have
Yeah,
him
you-
out there messing around trying to get that
Yeah.
again.
That's too cool. So Paul's lead still 3 over Ricky. That is going to take us to hole 15. I believe another par 4. Pretty flat with a little bit of an uphill, and then it flattens out again. I see a lot of backhand rollers off the tee, and it's the left is more open than the right, Jonathan.
Yeah, the left's definitely more open. It's just that you got to play back up the hill to the right. So most people like to try to throw the rollers and end up right back in the middle of the fairway, but a lot of people were hitting some weird routes.
Wow. Just like Ricky did. But this actually isn't the worst spot.
No, it's not bad if you get up that hill a little bit so it's not totally blind.
Yeah. Simon also laying down a roller.
Another magic route.
Wow.
It's killing a lot of the distance.
It sure is. That one, it went pretty far, just didn't get up the hill. And Paul is throwing his roller destroyer. I think this one turned over a little earlier than he wanted.
Yeah, but he does like to put it a little further right than everyone else.
Yeah. And KJ, I believe this is his starter sidewinder again.
There it
He
is
got that route again. What are the chances, man?
3 out of 4.
Yeah. Would not have thought. He's over to the left, which is open, but he still has to negotiate this hill. And looks like he caught a tree.
Yeah.
And a roll. And this left side is... It works for a forehand, which Ricky has a great one.
A little too much on it.
What? Wow. I did not expect that. Looking at Simon's second shot. I believe this is an MD2 or a P2. There's a little short right, but should be able to make that putt.
Yeah.
And McBeast with a star destroyer.
Pretty textbook, just like every other round.
Wow. Parked. Although round 1 he made a huge putt on birdie. Or for birdie on this hole.
Oh yeah, round 2 was pretty much what he just did.
Yeah. Rick, this is going to be coming back for a par after an OB stroke. Man, what a putter this guy is.
Great save.
Yeah, it was. You know, you really needed that birdie, though, with, 4 holes left?
Yeah, running out of time.
Mm-hmm. And Chase and Paul, you need your time. Oh, Simon.
There's like another chain out left.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And there's Paul with a nonchalant drop-in birdie. KJ's going to be dropping in a par. I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And along with Simon. And Paul's lead. And it's growing. It's 4 now. Which is not what Ricky needed with only, 3 holes left?
3 holes left.
Yep. Running out of time. Hole 16, par 3, 341. Pretty dead straight with a slight left finish. OB in the softball fields. But this tee shot gap is really intimidating, Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, you got to fight that fence, and you got to hope you don't go too far left and long, and just a lot to navigate through here.
Mm-hmm.
Not for Paul, though.
Not for Paul, though. I believe that was his either Thunderbird or a PDX. Rick's trying to go over the fence? What is this?
I'm not really sure what the goal was there because you still have that tree up there further on the fairway.
Interesting. Maybe I just came out a little high on him.
Mm-hmm.
I could look and drive from Simon. Looks going to fade out a little bit early, but should give him a putt. And a KJ up last. I believe this is his star T-Bird. He parked it hole 1. Round 1.
And it hit that early tree.
Did he? Okay. Now look at KJ's second shot. One of his rocks. Yeah.
Nice recovery.
It was, yeah. See a lot of pars on this one.
And Ricky for 3 from OB.
Oh, yeah, huh? Kind of a little comebacker for a bogey, which he does not need when Paul's about to card a birdie. Oh, Simon. Oh, not so much. To save his par. Low AM side. And Rick coming back up the hill for his bogey with authority. Smash that one. It's getting windy out there.
Yeah, it was pretty breezy.
And Simon makes his bogey putt. Not what he was looking for after that pretty nice drive.
Yeah.
And Paul to get 2 strokes on Simon and Ricky and 1 on KJ. He just doesn't let off that gas pedal.
Nope, it's getting a little late.
Yep, it is. Kind of wrap this one up a little bit, unless he really chokes. Or Ricky does something amazing. So that lead is now 6. 2 holes left to go.
That escalated quickly.
It sure did, didn't it? It got close for a second, and then Paul's like, nah. I'm going to win. So hole 17 is par 4, 617. That's a peninsula fairway onto an island green. And this island green is just crazy guarded by these trees. It's a cool hole, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, most of the guys just pitch up to against the first OB so they can go for the island from there. Nothing too crazy on the first shot.
Yep, it looks like Paul threw his champ monster. You see there like a forehand with something overstable or a lot of putters or mids off the tees if you throw a backhand. Looks like KJ's throwing one of his rocks. If that settles, that'll work. Oh my goodness. Okay, good.
Just barely stayed in.
Wow. And I noticed they're like, it's a little bit easier onto the island if you're left. You see that's true?
For sure.
Yeah. Rick throwing a backhand. Yeah, in the middle of the fairway. And Simon, he's going for the island, isn't he?
He's going for it.
Because why not?
And there's a lot of trees in the way.
Yeah. I heard Nate Sexton parked it with a roller in practice.
That's awesome. I wish I could have seen that.
I know, right? So looking at Ricky's second shot, throwing a little forehand. Actually, nothing little about that forehand. That's crushed and parked. Nice work there, Rick. Looks like Paul's got his Nova. Hunting at the bucket.
Off the tree, still gets through.
I think that might have actually kept him in bounds.
Probably kept it from fading too far right.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Turning.
Mm-hmm. And look at KJ going back to the rock well.
It's dumping out a little early.
Sit. Is it OB?
Just outside that line.
Is it really? Oh, man, it looks good. Look at it. Simon's third shot after throwing OB. Oof. Probably his P2 right there. Oh, barely in bounds, Jay.
Yeah, Simon's back. KJ's back at the drop zone because of that. Missing the island.
Okay. And just laying it for what? This will be a 5?
I believe so.
Yep. And look at Simon trying to save a 4. Not bad.
Not bad for going OB off the tee.
Yeah, definitely. Good par save. And there's Ricky for a birdie. But not getting strokes on Paul.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, that Nova in his hand.
Seriously, it's 6 feet or less 90% of the time.
We need to look at the stats on that.
Yeah, it's got to be bananas. Make sure to subscribe to Jomez Productions. for
And
some
Central Coast Disc Golf.
and Central Coast Disc Golf for some awesome GBO footage coming up. Can't wait to bring that to you guys. Paul's lead. It's too many.
Too many. 1 hole to go.
Yep. Got this kind of wrapped up. Hole 18, 348 par 3. Right of the gutter is OB. There's also OB long. Paul is throwing a PDX.
And I can say that he looked at UC and said he was going to go for the ace for the people. Just because.
Did you really? That's awesome.
And so he went super deep out of bounds. He was trying to put on a show for the last drive of the tournament.
I love it. That's awesome.
It's always nice when you have strokes to give away on the
Exactly. Yeah, Nico was doing some fun stuff on our Otter Open footage. He had a huge, doing some 360 drives just for fun. That was really cool. That was a great roller from Ricky. Oh, Simon, just doing Simon things.
I don't
Love it.
remember. Oh, yeah, it cut rolled out of bounds.
Oh. And KJ Nybo with his Champ Firebird, Huck Lab style. That's pretty close. Give him a putt. And Simon to save a par. Not so much. KJ to finish on a birdie note. That was a good putt.
Great finish to the tournament.
Sure was. It's a good 45, 50 footer right there. Nice work. And Ricky looking to card a birdie. And he actually needs this to get second place by himself.
Second place, yes.
Because Bobby Music had a great final round.
Was his 20 feet?
Yeah. Rick's making this all day. Except for when it matters, I guess. Ricky.
I'm not sure. Maybe he knew that was what was at stake. I mean, he's not one to give in the pressure like that, but for some reason that cost him.
It did, yeah. So here is Paul for par and a 6-stroke win. Bang, bang, Jonathan.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, I know, right? Super surprising. He's a great champ, though. Can't hate.
Oh, of course not.
Congrats to Paul on an inaugural win of the Disc Golf World Tour event. Killing it out there. And there it is, that 6-stroke win. And Ricky tied with Bobby. So there's a playoff, right?
Yeah, they went to a playoff, and Bobby ended up winning it on hole 17.
Okay.
So
cool.
Tied on paper, but Bobby did take the second place.
Gotcha. Cool to see the local guy at least take a second, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, cool, guys. Well, that is all we got for the final round of this Golf World Tour. Congrats to Paul on the win. Jonathan, thanks again, and we'll catch you guys around.